This is a little bit of a background explanation about the next piece of music, which is a world premiere that's coming up. It started out as a short, unaccompanied solo. I just got back from my 2013 trip to Wales, and I visited the memorial for my great-great-grandfather, John Lewis, and 178 other men who perished in the Ferndale coal mining explosion of 1867. I told Mr. Hirsch about my trip and about the ancestral research that I do as a hobby. He sensed the excitement behind my story, and inspired by it, he created our next work. I had to go down in the mines to climb up to the sky, and this is for solo piccolo and 16 recorded piccolo accompaniment. I call this my Canary in a Coal Mine project. The term means giving an advanced warning of danger. The metaphor originates from the times when miners used to send caged canaries down in the mine. That was to test the air quality. If there was any methane gas or carbon monoxide in the mine, the canary would die, and it would die before the levels of gas reached those that were hazardous to humans. My family's history seems to be a literal interpretation of this metaphor. My genealogical research started 7 years ago when I stumbled upon a Welsh Bible containing the names and the birth dates of family members. This was in my parents' attic. I never saw it before. It also contained this funeral card that you see on the left. It's for my grandmother's grandfather. On the family vacation to Great Britain, I planned for us to spend a day in Wales to walk in the footsteps of my daughters and my ancestors. It was a very stirring and informative visit, and our girls even enjoyed it. They liked the drive up the mountain. It was steep, it was narrow, it was treacherous, or at least it felt like it. It was quite harrowing. We traveled the 2-mile incline to St. Gwino Church, and this is the probable site of John Lewis's burial, and it is the parish where his widow remarried. Our girls also liked exploring the churchyard of St. Gwino, which was overgrown and creepy. We found out later it was the site of the Doctor Who episode, The Hungry Earth. At the time of his father's death in the mines, my great-grandfather, Isaac Lewis, was only 2 weeks old, and his brother was only 2. Within weeks of the explosion, Great Britain set up the Ferndale Widows and Orphans Fund to aid the families. The widows were incented to remarry within 6 months in order to collect a bonus from the fund. Yeah. My 28-year-old great-grandmother, Margaret, remarried David Lloyd, who in this record that's on here on the bottom, he's listed as 25 years old. Actually, he was 16. And in the meeting notes from the fund, Margaret petitioned the committee to grant her full discharge of her 2 children. And what this means is that they are paying her more bonus money to take the family overseas so that they don't collect the welfare for the children until they're 12 years old. Yeah, so these are the records that I actually found in Wales the day that I was there. It was absolutely amazing. Within the year, the new family moved west to America. Remember we said this was about moving west? Well, here they moved from Wales to America and actually to Pennsylvania. Margaret was 8 months pregnant with the couple's first son. Their child, born the year later, was fittingly named Abraham Lincoln Lloyd. They settled in the anthracite fields of Schuylkill County, and when Isaac was 12 years old, he was listed in the 1880 census as a breaker boy, picking slate in the coal mines near Frackville, Pennsylvania. The breaker boy worked 10-hour days, 6 days a week. Coal dust blackened his face and his lungs. The story handed down to me through my great Aunt Olive, and she is the one pictured on the right photo. She's the one on the left. It was that her father, Isaac, was a fine piccolo player. And in my youth, she would tell me with much pride that I was following in his footsteps. It was only recently, while doing ancestral research, that I discovered that he died from cancer when my great aunt was only 4 years old. Isaac was 32, the same age as when his father, John Lewis, his life was taken by the mines. So this is the story that I told Howard Hirsch, which inspired him to create I Had to Go Down in the Mines to Climb Up to the Sky.